Hi, welcome back to Every Note Counts. Today I want to talk about Jericho guitars, specifically this beauty. Let's get into it. Alright, you're going to have to forgive me as I go through the specs on this thing because I looked all over their website and I kept on having issues with the pages loading. It kept on saying page not found and things like that. I tried to do a search for a review of this Jericho Fusion, and I wasn't having any luck coming up with the spec sheet on what all is on this thing. So I'm going off memory, and I'm going off the basically like website preview that gave some of the description of what is in this thing. This is the Jericho Fusion. I don't know if their website problems are still related to the Gibson issue that is purportedly causing them to have website problems. I don't know if Gibson is actually doing that or not, but I can tell you that these are Grover locking tuners. I think it's a graphite nut. I do not recall off the top of my head, but these are jumbo, I believe. Jumbo stainless steel frets. The neck is thicker than a Fender Stratocaster, obviously. I should have grabbed my PRS S2 because it has a pattern vintage neck on it, and I should have compared that to this to see if it's similar. I would want to know if it's similar in the sense of width and in the sense of depth, how much it fills the hand. I know it's not wider though. It really does not feel, if it's wider, I'll be surprised. If it's wider, I'll make some sort of a note. Okay, beyond that, you can see that there's wood. You know, it's not actually binding, but the wood that's either just not painted or exposed. I seriously doubt they wrapped that wood around the whole body. I bet that's just exposed and not painted wood. But it gives a really cool effect. And seeing the wood grain in there, really neat. Okay, three-way switch, obviously. 1, 2, 3. 2 volume, 2 controls. This is a Seymour Duncan JB in the neck and a Jazz in the bridge. Hip shot bridge right there. String through body. All right, those are the specs that I remember. It's got a contoured T-type body. By the way, if you watch Phil McKnight at all, he had a recent podcast. It's January, what is today? 22nd-ish. And his podcast from last week, he mentioned how Gibson's going around buying up a bunch of names like trademarking or copywriting, I forget which it is, different things like the word soap bar for pickups or T-type or T-style. I forget if it's T-type or T-style, or hot Alnico. So I hope I don't get in trouble for calling this a T-style guitar or a T-type guitar, because it very much is in the style of a Telecaster. Gibson, you have no business owning that name, and that's dumb and it's mean. I do not buy guitars from you for reasons like this. In fact, I'm going to make a video about that, about a guitar I specifically bought instead of a Gibson guitar because of you. So we'll talk about that later. Belly cut, it's not matte, but it's semi-gloss. And yeah, it sounds really good. So let's get into it and let's see how this thing sounds. Okay, so hopefully this video is going to get edited together well. For the life of me, I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get a clean sound out of this guitar. And I thought maybe the pickups are just pushing the amp that hard. Turns out I had my J-Rocket Archer on the whole time, which is kind of like a Klon style clone. And so it was overdriving the signal going into my amplifier. I felt like a fool. So now I'm going to re-record this part so you can actually hear what it sounds like clean. I'm going into my Victory V140. It's on 100 watt setting with the preamp volume low, the master volume high, as to give more headroom. And then we'll go from there. Okay, that's it for the single coil side of that. There really wasn't a huge volume jump, I'd say, between those two. Let's see. Okay, more than maybe I thought. So my favorite sound for clean is the imposition, the imposition, the in-between position. Not that though. Start back here on the neck. Yeah, I really like the in-between position for. Okay, let's put on some overdrive. And of course, by overdrive, I mean distortion. So this is from the Dracaris by Wampler. Middle. Bridge. Back on the neck. Bridge. Okay, so I love the middle position for clean stuff. I love the bridge for cutting, biting, riffage, and I'd probably use the neck for lead part. Yeah, so I really like that bridge for cutting, biting, sounding harsh and aggressive. And if you need something fuller, rounder, smoother, probably something more meandering than just, quick stabbing knife attacks like on the bridge. Yeah, then something for that smoother, more flowing sound. Definitely the neck pickup comes in handy. So I love this guitar. Big fan. Jericho, please survive. Gibson, stop being bullies. May not apply to this specific situation, or it might. Either way, your litigiousness is ridiculous. I hope Jericho pulls through and gets to survive as a company. Their guitars would be sorely missed from our community, and I'd love to be able to buy more in the future. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, make every note count.